What's happening, everybody? It is Monday. Time to get motivated. It's your Shelton J. Think About It Radio. I got another great interview for you guys tonight. Miss Tosha Dearborne, owner, founder of Positive Express. I sure hope you got your ticket because it's time to jump on board. Motivation Monday.
Thanks a lot. I'm all out.
Miss Tosha Dearborne, what is going on tonight?
Hey, good evening. Good evening.
What's going on? What is happening? What is doing? What is it? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to Motivation.
Good.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for your time. I know you are very busy, especially with all the things going on. Hashtag them down for what, if you will. But I will let you tell the people more about that, man. Let the people know who you are, what you're doing, and what you got going on before we get into this great, great interview.
Okay. Well, my name is Tosha Dearborne. I'm the founder of Positive Express, a motivational organization that uplifts girls with self-esteem and other areas that we focus on, such as awarenesses. Also, we have our Dim Down for What workshop this weekend, February 24th, which will be for kids that have either had their life dimmed down or somebody has told them something that made them feel like they weren't enough.
Look at that. Dim Down for What? Saturday. I hope you all will be in the city. Bring the youth because this event will be epic. Stafford, Texas is going to be talking about this for years. I can guarantee you that. Can you dig it? Dim down for what? Now, we're talking about dimming down. Now, let the audience know what that means. You know, what does dim down for what mean for you? You know, you're always interviewing people and talking and all that stuff. Now it's time for you to get interviewed, right? So what does dim down for what? You know, what does that mean for you? You know, where did that come from? You know, and the passion that you're spreading that message with, you know, what does that I guess originate from?
Okay, well, dim down for what actually came from a hashtag that one of my mentors actually posted in our group page. And the hashtag kind of stood out to me. And when it stood out to me, God just kept showing it to me and revealing it to me over and over. And it made me think, dim down for what kind of relates to my life. It relates to me being that little kid, being told that I wasn't good enough, being told that I wasn't going to be able to do certain things, why I'm going back to school, why am I doing, you know, I was a teen mom, and, oh, you're not going to be able to do anything else for the rest of your life. And I had to take that hashtag and just kind of redefine it pretty much and put it to my life and look at the kids that I'm surrounded around and show that, that they too don't have to dim their light down for somebody else to say what they can't do. You can do anything that you want to do. The Bible tells us that in Philippians 4:13, we can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. So I go by that. That is one of my favorite scriptures. And I look at that scripture, and I look at the hashtag, and I put them together, and I'm like, okay, if we can do anything that we want to do, well, why is such and such telling us that I can't do this? Or, I'm not able to do certain things. And when I look at that, I think, okay, well, I'm going to have to redefine this and show somebody that I can do whatever God has told me I'm able to do. So that's what Dim Down for What came from.
Yeah, see, now that was just a piece, you guys. That was just one piece of this panel, of this puzzle that's going to be going on Saturday. Y'all see that? Y'all hear that? That passion, that fire, that energy, and dim down for what? You know, don't be limited in what you can do. You know, go out there and be great. Now, you're talking about 11 o'clock to 2 p.m. Those hours of just nothing but straight paradigm shifting going on, right? In the minds of those that believe otherwise, that maybe have been told otherwise. We're going to reaffirm who you are and who you need to be. And when you walk away from there, you're going to be walking on air, man, because we're going to be able to just uplift and encourage. And that's a beautiful thing that you took that vision and that hashtag and you made it a reality, right? So this is something that's very exciting that's going on, and I appreciate the fact, you know, that I am a part of the panel that you chose, because there's going to be some esteemed speakers that's up there, some people that's some heavyweight in the game out here, and I appreciate just being able to rub elbows with them for a while and learn from them, because as we know, iron sharpens iron. So I appreciate you for getting outside of yourself to want to be able to give back and encourage, because as you said there were things in your life that you were told that you couldn't accomplish and you couldn't do,
Right.
and you could have stayed there. But you made a choice to say, the message has to be repeated and spread out to the masses. So kudos for you, to you for actually getting outside and doing that, because, again, that's being selfless. And a lot of times in this society, people don't really do that enough. So I commend you for that.
Right, thank you. Yeah, I kind of like, when I thought about it, I was like, I need some other people that, look like me, but at the same time have a different message from mine, because they're able to bring something might have happened in their life as well that somebody else can pick up from. And when I got to thinking about you men, I was like, you don't see too many women that's going to attach to men to say, okay, I need this man and this man and this man on my panel to be able to bring a message to young girls and young boys that's going to be at this event. And I'm praying that some of the parents will be there, because I'm sure something that's going to be said to them can relate back to them, to show them, well, something that they need to change at home to be able to bring a different message to their children when they're talking to them.
You're right. I mean, that's diversity, though, man. But see, that's wisdom, though, also, because you were able to see the vision. So the vision came from the hashtag, right? You couldn't sleep. You couldn't rest. It was just heavy on your mind. Now look at the vision. You wrote the vision and you made it plain. Now it's manifested itself in such a way to where you haven't even tipped the iceberg, right? What can be done and how this event can be. And that's why I think everybody, if I could sit down and interview everybody tonight, I guarantee every last person on that panel is excited about what's about to happen. Not really even sure about what that it exactly is, but it's something. You can feel it, right? You can feel it, that you can feel that something excited and you're looking forward to it. Man, I'm picking out clothes today. I'm like, man, I'm going to put this on right here. Put it on like a first day of school. I'm excited. My wife told me, no, don't put that on. Put that right. But because I'm really excited about the able to pour into some eager minds and hearts something that's positive, right? Because sometimes, man, we hear and we see so much garbage. So garbage in, garbage out. So we're able to pour into them some positivity and some encouragement. And that's a beautiful thing, as you say, seeing brothers and sisters, kings and queens getting out here and rubbing elbows together. Right? And we're not moving laterally. We're going to move upward. We're going to move vertical together. And that's a beautiful thing, man. And that's something that I hope the house is packed and people can really see this and take note of what can be done. All it takes is a few that are willing. You give me a few that's willing versus 100 that don't want to be there.
Right. I agree.
Because it has to continue.
And I kind of like took some of it from an incident that happened with my son at school. His teacher, and that's something that a lot of people don't look at. Our teachers, some of the teachers are not giving that right message as well. I've had my son be told that he was not going to be successful because all he does is smile in class, which I didn't understand. Like, I would rather for him to be smiling than frowning up and getting in trouble, but they took it a different way, and it was more of, he's not going to be successful. He's not going to do this. He's not going to be able to graduate high school. He's going to end up in jail. And when they said that, it really stemmed down for what really got real thick on me. And I was like, okay, we're going to have to talk about this. We're going to have to talk about this. And, I had the whole conference with the school, and they were surprised that I knew so much about what I was talking about. So they was just like, okay, well, can we relay the message throughout the school to be able to share it to the other kids so they can join you at this event? Yeah, why not?
That is crazy, man. Shout out to the Natasha Lowell. Hashtag them down for what? Appreciate your comment. Hey, man, it's that is crazy, though, right? So, what's crazy, though? The fact that you said that they were surprised of how much you knew. They were surprised at what information you were able to grab and share with them. To me, that is just so box mentality, man. That is so narrow-minded to where you taking a kid that's smiling and in a good mood, right? And you telling him that he's not going to be nothing versus the one that's walking in there angry all day long, but you got all the excuses in the world for him.
Right.
That's garbage, man. I thank God for you for being a parent that's involved, though, right? Because a lot of times parents will just take the teacher's word and look at that kid as don't know no better, and you just being hard-headed or whatever. You just, you being, you go somewhere, right? So that's very big of you. and mature of you to really take that level and understand your child and be able to have that relationship to where you listen to your child, right? To where they can listen to you. So I mean that's what's up though, man. I mean, because that's proof positive that these things are important and necessary. Because what if he didn't have a mom like you? What if he heard that kind of information and that kind of language and didn't have nothing else to go against that?
Right, it could have sent him in a whole different direction, but he would have just gave up on everything. Gave up on wanting to go to school. I mean, he had even gotten to that point. That's what really made me, why you don't want to go to school? What is going on? And when a kid tells you something like that, your reaction is like, okay, I need to be at your school. If if you're really involved with your kids, some, like you say, are not. And that's where they need to change that mentality to know that their kids are not always the ones that's getting in trouble. They're not the ones that's always starting whatever is going on. They need to look more into it because bullying is really bad right now, and that's part of why I dimmed out for what is happening. Because if you don't, they still dimming their light, then what are they gonna look for? They're not looking forward to nothing because somebody else has already told them what they're not gonna be.
Just like that. Now that's what I'm saying. Think about the number of kids that don't get that. That no one is telling them what they can be. No one is spending the time and saying, you know what, though, forget what they're saying. That's not true. That's not true. Mm-hmm. That's not true at all. So you got a lot of kids that are depressed and angry and aggravated, again, from the people that's supposed to be authority figures. Leadership roles. But see, manager is just a qualified title. You don't necessarily have to be a qualified person to be one. So we give these people these qualified titles, but they're not qualified people. But they're around doing qualified jobs and indoctrinating and teaching our children. And they're around that. So that's a beautiful, so that's like I said, again, I commend you for being a stand-up parent and not being so busy that you couldn't take the time to understand and get on that level and now continue to build that trust with your child that you always going to be there for him.
Right.
In the system that's supposed to be for him. But, again, though, that's a different show for a different time. And we can talk about this, this system situation, But real quick, man, I want to give a shout out, man. Natasha made another comment. She is so excited and can't wait until Saturday. Brandon Whiting, shout out my sister for bringing this idea together. What happened to your son is what happened to Malcolm X. They killed his dream. Can you dig it? And she stated again, Natasha said, thank you. Can't wait to meet you all. That's what's up. But he said, same thing. They killed his dream. So they try to kill the dream, and they try to kill the dream early. See, if you kill it early, right, you get to it early, then nothing else will happen. Nothing else will happen. So what we're doing now, okay, what's happening on Saturday, okay, getting to these kids, because what's a typical age group that you expecting to come out there on Saturday?
I'm looking at, I know the youngest that I've seen register so far is a 9-year-old. Okay. So I know it's going to be elementary kids, like maybe the 4th grade and up. I know there are a lot of adults that are going to be attending because they've been reaching out as well. Alvin High School has reached out. They're bringing a group of kids from their school, and we sold out. So it's over 100 and some kids going to be in the building.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? So you got that many kids, right, from that many age groups that we're going to be able to pour into, right? To let them know that no matter what you heard, no matter what you thought, no matter what you seen, you are absolutely special. And more than one person is going to tell them that, just the same way that more than one person tells them what they can be, what they can't do, what they won't be. So we're going to reinforce strength and positivity to so many kids and so many households. And so for that, again, that's going to be 100% excitement, because you can't help but be excited about that. And nobody but God put that together, because everybody, again, on that panel is going to be some heavy hitters, man, and going to have a message that's going to resonate with that crowd, that's going to resonate with everyone. And as you said earlier, even with the parents, because, again, nothing happens by accident. It's all by divine appointment, right? And so by you being a parent in your child's life, that was divine appointment, because, again, as we stated earlier, he could have had a parent that did not take the time and energy to even want to care about what they have to say, because a lot of times the youth get dismissed because they're youth. And their opinions get swept under the rug, and they're considered invalid because they're young. And me talking to my son this weekend, he was telling me that a lot of youth are angry because a lot of people, he said, were getting on their nerves or whatever, I guess, by just treating them a certain kind of way, or not giving them a voice, or not letting them feel, I guess, that they matter. if you will. And we didn't really get into it into any more detail because we were doing something else. But he was just stating that he just kind of like glazed over that. He's thinking that's the reason why a lot of the youth are upset, because I think a lot of the way that we're communicating with them, is not working. You know what I mean?